Ever wondered what drove Bhishma Pitamah to stand against his own kin on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Why did his own father make him take the oath of lifelong celibacy? And why is he such an important part of Mahabharata? The answers lie in his tangled web of duty, honor, and familial bonds, a story we're about to unravel. Bhishma Pitamah's journey began with his birth, a momentous event that marked the beginning of a life destined for greatness. Born as Devavrat, the son of King Shantanu and the river goddess Ganga, his arrival was greeted with both joy and fear, for it was foretold that he would shape the destiny of kingdoms and alter the course of history. Before delving deep, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Once there were 8 Vasus, also called the Ashtavasus or demigods, who visited the ashram of sage Vasishtha along with their wives. During their visit, one of the wives became very interested in Nandini, the wish-bearing cow. She persuaded her husband Prabhas to steal the cow from Vasishtha. Prabhas agreed, and with the help of the other Vasus, he stole the cow. This action angered Vasishtha, who cursed all those involved to be reborn as humans and live in the mortal world. However, he softened the curse for the 7 Vasus who helped in the theft, allowing them to be freed from human life soon after birth. But Prabhas, being the main culprit, received a harsher punishment. He was cursed to live a long life on earth, although it was softened, so that he would become one of the most illustrious men of his time. Shantanu and Ganga had a pact that he would never interfere with her life choices and decision-making. All the 8 Vasus took rebirth as sons to Ganga, and she set 7 of them afloat to fulfill the boon. Shantanu did not like it and decided to keep one of the sons. This interference angered Ganga, causing her to leave Shantanu. This son left with Shantanu was Devavrat, none other than Prabhas, reborn to live his curse. Devavrat learned political science from Brihaspati, the guru of the Devas, Vedas from Vasishtha, and archery from Parasuram, thus becoming an exceptionally skilled administrator, as well as an undefeatable warrior. His unwavering dedication to his father, King Shantanu, was evident to all who knew him. But if he had all these qualities, how did he end up with a lifelong oath of celibacy? His father wanted to marry Satyavati, who was a fisherman's daughter. But Satyavati's father worried that any children she had would not be able to become rulers because Shantanu already had a son, Devavrat. To ease this worry for Shantanu, Devavrat promised that he would never try to become king himself, suggesting that any child born to Shantanu and Satyavati would inherit the throne. However, Satyavati's father still had doubts and believed that even if Devavrat didn't claim the throne, his future children might. To make his father happy and ensure the marriage could happen, Devavrat made a drastic decision. He vowed to never marry or have children, sacrificing his own happiness and any chance of becoming king himself. This vow of celibacy, also called as Bhishan Pratigya, is what made him known as Bhishma, a solemn oath-taker. This struck fear into the hearts of his enemies and earned him the respect of his allies. But this vow came at a great personal cost, for it meant sacrificing his own happiness for the sake of his father's desires, a sacrifice that would shape the rest of his life. Happy with his son, Shantanu granted him a boon of Icha Mrityu, which means he could choose the time of his death. As Bhishma grew older, his loyalty to Hastinapur remained unwavering. He served his kingdom with distinction, earning the admiration of both gods and mortals alike. But his greatest test would come when a succession crisis threatened to tear the kingdom apart. Bhishma was tasked with finding a bride for the young king Vichitravirya, who was the son of Shantanu and Satyavati. To do so, he attended the Swayamvar of 3 princesses named Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika from the city of Kashi. It is a ceremony where a woman chooses her husband from a group of suitors. Bhishma emerged victorious in a challenge against all the other suitors. However, Bhishma was unaware that Amba, one of the princesses, harbored affection for a ruler named Salwa. During their journey back to Hastinapur, Salwa confronted Bhishma and demanded a duel for Amba's hand in marriage. Following a fierce battle, Salwa was defeated. Upon their arrival in Hastinapur, Amba confessed her desire to marry Salwa to Bhishma. Consequently, Bhishma arranged for her to be sent to Salwa. However, Salwa, feeling humiliated by his defeat to Bhishma, rejected Amba upon her arrival. Upon returning to Vichitravirya, Amba was also refused by him, as she had expressed feelings for Salwa. Let us empathize with Amba's sorrowful situation here. Amba felt betrayed by Bhishma's interference in her love life and sought refuge with Parasuram, Bhishma's guru. Parasuram ordered Bhishma to marry Amba, but Bhishma politely refused, citing his vow of celibacy and his promise to his father. Parasuram challenged Bhishma to a fight, and they battled for 23 days without a clear winner. Parasuram is a Chiranjeevi, or immortal, and Bhishma had the boon of death at his wish, remember? This battle was impossible to conclude. In the end, Bhishma prayed to his ancestors for a way to end the conflict. They granted him a special weapon that could put Parasuram to sleep temporarily. However, Bhishma chose not to use it out of respect for his guru. Parasuram acknowledged Bhishma's integrity and departed from the battlefield. Parasuram asked Amba to pray to Lord Shiva. After Amba's penance, Lord Shiva was impressed and gave her the boon that she will be instrumental in the death of Bhishma. Amba would be reborn as Shikhandi, daughter to King Drupada of Panchal, and as a consequence of another boon, she would be born as a female, but later will be transformed to a male in due course of time as she grows up. Shikhandi becomes the reason for Bhishma's death. You must be wondering, how does one with a boon of death at his wish ever die? Is it possible to defeat him? However, Bhishma's downfall came at the hands of a strategic maneuver orchestrated by Arjuna and Lord Krishna. Aware of Bhishma's vow to never fight a woman, Arjuna positioned Shikhandi, a transgender warrior, in front of him during the battle. Knowing that Bhishma would not raise his weapons against Shikhandi, Arjuna took advantage of this opportunity to attack Bhishma relentlessly. With Shikhandi acting as a shield, Arjuna unleashed a barrage of arrows, causing grievous wounds to Bhishma. Despite his injuries, Bhishma refused to fall, as he had the boon of choosing the time of his death. He lay on a bed of arrows, awaiting the right moment to depart from the mortal world. Throughout his ordeal, Bhishma remained composed and dignified, imparting wisdom and guidance to those around him. Finally, upon realizing that the time was right, Bhishma relinquished his mortal coil. He uttered his final teachings to Yudhishthir, the eldest of the Pandavas, and breathed his last breath with Lord Krishna by his side. Bhishma recited prayers to Lord Vishnu and admitted his regret for fighting on the wrong side. He passed away peacefully, leaving behind a legacy of honor. Bhishma's death marked the end of an era and left a profound impact on all those who witnessed it. His sacrifice and unwavering devotion to duty continue to inspire generations, making him one of the most revered figures in Bharat. And remember, your feedback fuels our growth. Drop a comment below and don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our latest tales. Dhanyawad.